good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Car Focus. Today, you join me in the cabin of a 2017 Ford Focus ST3 with a twist. With a twist because it's the diesel version. Yes, the Ford Focus ST3 Diesel. Now, before we get on to the fun stuff, having a little bit of a play on the back roads, just thought I'd touch upon the boring things really initially. The specs of the car, a few prices, and the cost of kind of running this vehicle. So, obviously, as I've mentioned, it's the diesel version. So we have a 2-litre TDCi engine under the bonnet, producing about 185 PS, so around 180 brake horsepower, 400 newton meters of torque, which is quite impressive. Resulting in a top speed of 135 miles an hour and 0 to 60 in 8.1 seconds. Now obviously that doesn't sound like very much in comparison with the petrol Focus ST, which is around 6.5 to 60 I believe, and it's going to be around 150 miles an hour top speed. But you buy this car, in my opinion, because you want a blend of both performance and economy. And I suppose the main thing about this test drive today is, can this car achieve that? Can it achieve the fine balance of being a fun, fast car and also at the same time being cheap to run? Well, we'll find out. But first of all, let's talk about pricing of this vehicle. So this is an ST3 in shadow black. We have a few extras in this car. We have the premium sound Sync 3 with nav. We have the winter pack with the heated steering wheel, heated seats. We've got privacy glass at the rear. This one, obviously an ST3, comes with the lovely leather Recaros and the leather rear Recaro bench as well. It's actually nicer in here than it is in the RS, which does confuse me a little bit because obviously the RS is the flagship performance Focus. We've got a reversing camera and parking sensors to the rear. Outside we have obviously the standard ST bumpers, front and rear, the nice kind of centre twin exhaust with a futuristic kind of styling on the tips. We've got 19-inch alloy wheels. These are they're the same as the ST Style Pack wheels, but obviously these are silver, wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport tyres. It's a nice looking car from the outside. So from the outside, it's identical to a petrol Focus ST. Same as it is in here really, it's pretty much identical in here as well. The only thing that kind of gives it away when you start the car up is the sound of the engine. It's a little bit noisy, it's got that kind of stereotypical kind of diesel sound on idle. But yeah, it's basically identical to the petrol version. One thing to also mention in here is you've still got the gauges on the dashboard. So you've got your oil temperature, your turbo boost, and your oil pressure gauges. Now, believe it or not, this is actually the first time that I've driven a Mark III Focus ST. I owned a Mark II for some time. I love that car, but I've been wanting to get in a Mark III Focus ST for quite a while now, and luckily TC Harrison Ford, they had a diesel demonstrator available and they've offered me the chance to have it for a day just to review the car and see how I got along with it. Pricing of this vehicle, by the way, I've spec'd up this car on the Ford configurator. The exact same spec. It's missing a few little extras that you can get, like the sunroof, blind spot information detection. I think that's pretty much it really. Other than that, this is pretty full spec. And this car came out at 27,880 brand new. Now bear in mind, you can probably get a discount on that. I know Ford do offer quite good discounts or offers on brand new Fords when you order. They quite often do 0% finance if you order brand new, and also you can get quite a nice deposit contribution down towards the vehicle. So anyway, yeah, so £27,880. I've been looking on Auto Trader, and if you don't want a brand new one, if you want to kind of have one that's a couple of years old, you're looking anywhere from sort of 13,000 onwards from a 2015 car, which is obviously quite a hefty amount off brand new price. Taxing this diesel version, obviously the tax laws have changed now with new cars being registered as of April 2017. I believe this vehicle it's going to set you back £140 for the first year, and then £140 every year thereafter. So yeah, £140 for 12 months of tax. It's still not horrendous, but probably not as good as it once was. Anyway, what is this car like to drive? Now, I was a bit apprehensive with driving a diesel. I've never driven a fast diesel before. At slow speeds, it's a lovely car. It's more softly sprung than the RS, so you're not kind of jumping up and down and kind of, you know, your teeth aren't falling out. It's a nice bearable drive. I can't see it causing any problems on long distances. These seats are very comfortable, and obviously in the winter if it's a bit chilly, you can stick on the heating elements there and you can be nice and warm when it's cold outside. But yeah, long journeys, cruising. I mean, I've cruised on the motorway a little bit this morning, and it's absolutely fine. Really comfortable, no problems at all. So that kind of ticks the box for, you know, the other half of the, you know, the reason why you buy this car, because obviously you want good fuel economy and you're going to want some comfort there too. So I was averaging, I mean, mixture of driving, you're going to be looking at about 45 miles per gallon on average. And for the fun this car delivers, that is pretty good. But the question is, how fun is this car to drive on a back road? So we know it's comfortable and it's economical, but is it fun? Well, I'm on the B660, which is an amazing road, which is on my doorstep, and I think it'd be rude not to take it for a little hoon. So initially, the car feels quite light, it feels quite sharp. It's very punchy from sort of 3,000 revs onwards up to about 4.5. And it does go. It does go. The diesel engine does put out quite a nice little punch. Brakes are good. Nice tractor there. What you do notice is when you're in sort of first and second and you accelerate, the front does struggle for traction. And I can see you going through quite a few front tyres if this car's driven quite hard, especially with the amount of torque this car's got. But also compared to the RS, you can feel the car going light under acceleration at the front, because obviously you've got front wheel drive. But it's impressive. So we're just about to enter national speed limit, which is a good thing. Third gear, accelerate. You've got immediate power there from the low down torque. 4,500 starts to die off. Change gear, keep it in the power band, and you can remain to have fun. I mean, this is plenty of power, really. Plenty of power on this kind of road. And it's really weird driving a diesel, but actually it's fast. I'm just not used to it. Nice grip in the bends. And it effortlessly pulls through the gears. When you kind of get out of second and get into third, power delivery becomes a bit linear, and you do kind of push on without really noticing. But at the minute, this car is fun. You do have to be quite quick with the gear change though, because as I say, the power does die off at the end of the revs, and if you leave it in that sort of range for too long, you will run out of puff. So we've got a couple of S-bends coming up now. As I say, brakes are good. Turning is nice and sharp. You just feather the throttle through the corner, and as you exit the corner, accelerate and use that torque to pull you out. It makes for a fun, fast drive. If you accelerate mid-corner, which you obviously don't want to do, you're going to get a lot of understeer, I'd imagine. It does hug this road very well, and it flows over the bumps. It flows. It's not kind of disturbed too much by the uneven surface of this road. So down into third, you've got a nice slick gear change as well. Changing gear is no real problem, and it allows you to change gear quickly. Before you know it, you're up to a very nice speed indeed. The more I'm driving this car, the more I'm seeing the appeal of it. It does actually make sense. I mean, initially thinking about this diesel version, it kind of never really entered my head as being a sort of a contender for a kind of hot hatch, so to speak. I kind of thought it didn't really deserve the title as being a hot hatch, purely because it was diesel, and that was very kind of narrow-minded of me, because now driving this car on these roads, it's changed my mind. It is a really good, fun car. If you're the kind of person that's doing longer journeys, you know, more miles, and you don't want it to cost as much to run, this is the car for you. It's really good. I am really impressed. So impressed, I'm going to try and convince my wife to buy one. But we shall see. So I'm trying to think of some bad points about this car. And honestly, I'm struggling to find any. I can't really find anything bad about this car. Literally, I can't think of anything bad about it. Everything about it is good. And I'm not joking, I can't find a bad thing about it. Saying that, there is actually one thing I've picked up on, and that is road noise. Now, because you've got quite low profile tyres, on a rough surface, there's quite a lot of road noise. Now, the exhaust, it does actually have quite a nice little sound to it. So, to summarise this car, hold on, got a bend coming up first. Ooh. She's holding well. Power out, and you've got the power there, you've got the grunt there to pull you out the corner. As long as you keep it at about 3,000 revs, it will throw you out the other end of a corner. It really is fun. 30 mile an hour, here we go, slow down. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, to summarise this car, the question I was asking myself at the start of this review is, can this car bridge the gap between performance and economy? Well, to keep it plain and simple, the answer is yes. This car's brilliant. I mean, it's not the fastest thing on the planet, don't get me wrong. It's not as quick as a petrol ST, it's not as quick as a Fiesta ST, but it's still quick, and it delivers 45 miles per gallon whilst you're driving around, you know, you're sort of cruising on the dual carriageway, you're hooning on the back roads, just general fast driving, it's delivering 45 miles per gallon. And if you take it easy, and if you're just cruising on the motorways and you kind of leave out the back road bit, you're probably going to be looking at sort of 50 miles per gallon, which is really good in a car which looks this good, is as well spec'd as this, and goes like it does. So for me, it really is a no-brainer. If this is your kind of target vehicle, economical, quick, looks good, this car is a no-brainer. It's well put together, it's got loads of gadgets, it looks fantastic, it's not too expensive, especially if you're going to be looking on the second-hand market, as we touched upon earlier on. You know, sort of like £13,000 for a 2015, a 2-year-old car. It's a no-brainer. So this car, for me, can barely find any faults with it. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Ford fan. Obviously I am, but I am honest in these reviews, and if there was something I didn't like, I would raise it. But I can honestly say there's pretty much nothing I don't like about this car. It's fantastic. So yeah, guys, that's the Focus ST Diesel. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching as always. Please like this video if you've watched it and enjoyed it, and if you haven't subscribed already, click on that subscribe button down below. I'll put a link in the description to TC Harrison Ford, who've loaned me this vehicle. You can click on that and check out their offers and vehicles they have for sale. This is a demonstrator car. If you want to drive this exact car, get yourself down to TC Harrison Peterborough and have a go. Anyway, guys, take care, and I shall see you on the next video. Bye!